Last week, a 2008 Toyota 4Runner rolled into my bay with 378,000 miles on the odometer. The customer wasn't there for a major repair. He needed an oil change and wanted me to check a squeaky door hinge. Some of these machines are built different. They don't just survive, they thrive past mileage numbers that would kill most vehicles. Today, I'm counting down 4 SUVs that have earned legendary status in every shop I've worked in. And the number one pick? I've never seen one of these die from mechanical failure. Let's get into it. Number 4 is the compact SUV that redefined what reliable actually means. The Honda CR-V. And I know what you're thinking, that's just a Civic on stilts. Yeah, exactly. That's why it works. I had a 2011 CR-V come through last summer. Single owner, 267,000 miles. She drove it from Seattle to Miami and back twice a year visiting grandkids. Original engine, original transmission, even the AC still blowing cold. You know what she needed? New brake pads and a battery. I asked her what her secret was. She said, "I changed the oil when the light came on and didn't drive it like a maniac." Here's why mechanics respect the CR-V. Honda took their proven K24 engine, the same one that makes the Accord bulletproof, and dropped it into a lighter chassis. That 2.4-liter four-cylinder makes about 185 horsepower, which isn't exciting, but it's detuned enough that it never works too hard. Less stress equals longer life. The sweet spot years are 2007 to 2011 with the 5-speed automatic. Honda had some transmission issues in the early 2000s, but by 2007, they'd sorted it out. The 2012 to 2016 models are solid too, though they switched to a slightly less robust CVT. Not a deal breaker, but if you want proven, stick to the conventional automatic. Repair costs are shockingly reasonable. According to RepairPal, average annual maintenance runs about $407. That's $200 less than most compact SUVs. When something does break, parts are everywhere and cheap. Alternator replacement, $350 to $550. Compare that to $700 plus on some European competitors. Common issues to watch for. The 2007 to 2009 models had some AC compressor failures around 150,000 miles. Budget $600 to $800 if it hasn't been replaced. Check the rear differential fluid if you're buying used. These have a real-time AWD system that can wear if the fluid's neglected. Fresh fluid every 30,000 miles keeps it happy. Perfect for families who need space without the bulk, commuters who want something higher than a sedan, anyone keeping a vehicle 200,000 plus miles. Skip it if you want towing capacity or true off-road ability. The CR-V is rated for 1,500 pounds max, and it's got about 7 inches of ground clearance. It's a pavement princess, and that's fine. The CR-V is the appliance of the SUV world. Nobody talks about their refrigerator at parties, but everybody relies on it. Same energy. Number 3 is the wagon that thinks it's an SUV, and honestly, it does both jobs better than most dedicated SUVs. The Subaru Outback. I worked with a forest ranger for years who put 40,000 miles annually on his 2013 Outback. Fire roads, logging trails, snow-packed mountain passes. This thing saw conditions that would destroy a typical crossover. At 310,000 miles, he finally had to replace the head gaskets. That was it. The engine, transmission, AWD system, all original. Here's what makes the Outback special. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system is standard, not optional. It's a mechanical system, not electronic, which means fewer sensors to fail and more predictable performance in bad weather. The boxer engine sits low in the chassis, giving it a lower center of gravity than traditional SUVs. It handles more like a car, which is great until you need to work on it. And that's the catch. The boxer engine layout makes spark plug changes and head gasket replacements more labor-intensive. But if you maintain it properly, those are the only gotchas. The golden years are 2010 to 2014 with the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine and the CVT. I know I just said CVTs are sketchy, but Subaru CVT is actually decent if you change the fluid every 30,000 miles. And that's key. Subaru says lifetime fluid, but every mechanic I know recommends 30,000 changes. Do that, and these transmissions hit 200,000 miles without complaint. Avoid the 2010 to 2012 models if you see oil consumption issues reported in the service history. Subaru had a problem with piston rings on early FB25 engines. They extended the warranty and most got fixed, but check the records. Repair costs run about $550 annually for a 10-year-old model. The head gasket job everyone talks about? It's real, but it's not the death sentence people think. Expect $1,500 to $2,200, around $150,000 to $200,000 miles if you're unlucky. But do it once, and you're good for another $150,000. Perfect for outdoor enthusiasts who need AWD year-round. Dog owners. The cargo area is massive. Anyone in snow country who refuses to buy a truck. Skip if you live somewhere warm and dry. The AWD system adds weight and complexity you don't need if you're never leaving pavement. And if you're not mechanically inclined, find a Subaru specialist shop. General mechanics sometimes struggle with the Boxer layout. Number 2 is where we cross into "this shouldn't be possible" territory. The Lexus GX. This is the only SUV on this list where luxury and immortality exist in the same package. The GX is a Toyota 4Runner with better leather and a Lexus badge. Same body-on-frame construction. Same 4.7-liter V8 in the GX 470 or 4.6-liter V8 in the GX 460. Same Toyota engineering. The difference is sound insulation and interior quality. But mechanically, it's a 4Runner, which means it's basically a Hilux truck with a roof. Here's what mechanics love about it. The GX uses a traditional 5-speed automatic in the 470 and a 6-speed in the 460. No CVT, no dual clutch nonsense. The V8 is naturally aspirated, no turbos. The 4-wheel drive system is full-time with a locking center differential and low-range gearing. This thing will crawl over boulders, then drive you to a business meeting in whisper-quiet comfort. The sweet spot is the 2010 to 2013 GX 460. The earlier GX 470 is equally reliable, but the 460 has better fuel economy and slightly more power. Both are tanks. Repair costs are higher than the Honda or Subaru because it's a Lexus. Expect around $650 annually for maintenance. But, and this is important, you do those repairs way less often. Brake pads last 70,000 miles. The timing belt service at 90,000 miles is about $900, but that includes the water pump. After that, you're good for another $90,000. Watch for the 2010 GX had a recall for stability control issues. Make sure it's been addressed. Check for a full service history. These are expensive when new, so some owners skip maintenance, thinking it's a Lexus, it's fine. Wrong. Even Toyotas need oil changes. Perfect for families who need towing capacity. The GX can pull 6,500 pounds. Off-road enthusiasts who want luxury with capability. Anyone keeping a vehicle 300,000 plus miles. Skip if you care about fuel economy. The V8 gets about 15 miles per gallon city. Also skip if you need third-row seating that adults can actually use. The GX's third row is for kids only. The GX is proof that you can have your cake and eat it too. Luxury and reliability aren't mutually exclusive. You just have to buy Japanese. Number 1 isn't just the most reliable SUV mechanics praise, it's reached meme status for simply refusing to die. The Toyota 4Runner. The 4Runner's secret is that Toyota refuses to innovate for innovation's sake. While other manufacturers chase horsepower numbers and tech features, Toyota asks one question. Will this last 20 years? If the answer is no, they don't do it. The body-on-frame construction means the chassis can handle abuse. The 4.0-liter V6 has been in production since 2002 with minimal changes. It makes 270 horsepower, which is adequate but not thrilling. That's intentional. Toyota tunes their engines conservatively to reduce stress. The 5-speed automatic transmission is old-school technology that's been refined for decades. The golden generation is 2010 to 2020. These all use the 1GRF EV6, which is one of the most bulletproof engines Toyota has ever made. The only common issue is a timing chain rattle on cold starts around 150,000 miles. But it's not a failure, just an annoyance. Some owners replace the tensioner, but most just live with it. Annual maintenance costs average about $470. Major repairs are rare. Radiator replacement might run $400 to $600, around 200,000 miles. Water pump is about the same. The most expensive repair you'll likely face is a transmission rebuild at $2,800 to $4,000, but I've seen these trucks hit 300,000 miles on the original transmission if the fluid is changed every 60,000 miles. Watch for rust on the frame if you're in the Salt Belt. Toyota had a frame rust recall on 2003 to 2009 models, and they actually bought some of them back. Check the underside carefully. Also, inspect the lower ball joints on 2003 to 2013 models. There was a recall for those too. Perfect for anyone who needs true off-road capability. Overlanders and campers, families in rural areas, anyone keeping a vehicle 400,000 plus miles. Skip if you want good fuel economy. The V6 gets about 17 miles per gallon combined. And skip if you need modern tech. The 4Runner's infotainment system is about a decade behind everyone else. But if you care more about function than features, this is your truck. I've worked on thousands of SUVs. The 4Runner is the one I'd trust to get me out of the wilderness if everything went wrong. It's not fancy, it's not fast, but it works and it keeps working long after everything else has quit. So there you have it. 4 SUVs that have earned legendary status in every shop I've worked in. The CR-V for affordable reliability, the Outback for AWD confidence, the Lexus GX for luxury that lasts, and the 4Runner for true immortality. You now know more about what reliable actually means than 90% of shoppers walking onto a dealer lot this weekend. If this saved you from buying a money pit, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Drop a comment if you own any of these SUVs. Tell me your mileage and what you've had to fix. See you in the next one.